Hello everybody, I'm Noah in Particular, and I'm back with another video on what you could bring to your first Airsoft outing.
Hey everybody, I'm Goblin, as you know. So today we're going to be going over, like he said, so that first outing, whether you go by yourself or if you go with friends.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, highly recommend because we do it. So we're going to go over clothes you can wear. You can wear regular jeans, stuff like that, or the gear you're going to take, your plate carriers, your chest rigs, such. And then we're going to go over what you should rent from the field, where you're playing at, or if you can buy straight up, like we did.
Alright, so one of the first things to be taken into consideration, and might I say one of the most important things that need to be covered and taken a little bit into higher priority as far as clothing and gear is concerned, are your shoes and footwear. So I know that Demo, whenever he plays in, I think it's Air Jordans. I'm not a sneakerhead, so I'm not quite sure like model or anything like that. I know you like Matt, and as well as Matt the Musketeer, but they do both wear Solomons. So all throughout the sport of Airsoft, whether it be Milsim or Speed QB, you'll find a lot of different footwear choices depending on the fields they play at and uniform requirements for colors and stuff like that. So what a lot of those have in common is that Solomons and Air Jordans have really good ankle support, which is something you need to be taken highly into consideration. So you certainly don't want to bring a pair of dress shoes to your first Airsoft game. You're not John Wick. Tennis shoes, slightly better. Again, no ankle support. Good grip, good on the feet and the back and the hips, but again, no ankle support. But what you can pick up is a good pair of, I think, what are these?
Vipers.
The Viper Combat, because they have good ankle support. I wear Danners personally for Airsoft, but Viper is a good starting brand. How much does it cost? Like 60 pounds?
No, a little more than that.
A little more than that.
80 side-ish.
Like 80-ish pounds, which is good. And plus, you don't have to just wear these for Airsoft. Boots are an investment. Save your feet. So that way, you don't have to have both your knees replaced when you're 65.
And they work if you fall over, because I've done it. He watched me.
Alright, so now that whole shoe tangent is over, let's move on to the actual clothing, such as pants, shirt. If you want to wear a hoodie, you can. I know a hoodie is really popular for a lot of new players to kind of help take the sting off of BBs. And a lot of times older players do too. I've gotten kind of used to stinging of BB hits. They suck, but they're not terrible once you get used to them. So these are one of these Jack Pikes. You got these from Only Airsoft for what, 45-ish pounds?
Yep.
Yes, so this is their Digicam. I do also think they make some in Ranger Green. Ranger Green?
They call it ash cone.
Ash cone.
It's the same.
Ranger
colors.
Green.
Yeah, it's the same color.
Different name for the same thing. So
Licensed.
Goblin really likes these. Is it licensed? I don't know, but we got these from Only Airsoft. Love their stuff. Not affiliated with them anyway. Really wish I was. Sponsorships. Maybe. So clothing is always really good, such as if it's cold, you're going to want to wear something warmer. If it's hot, you're going to wear something cooler. Camo for your first day out is not essential. It wouldn't be a bad idea, but it's not mandatory. So my first Airsoft game, I went down to my local surplus store in Kansas, and I got a set of OCPs. So I had a combat shirt and just a regular pair of OCP pants, which are fantastic. It's never a bad idea to go to surplus because you can find a lot of cool things in surplus. As of right now, I like to wear stuff like I have a pair of First Tactical pants that are green. I think they're foliage green. I also wear, in some pictures I'll include here, if not I'll just look like an idiot, multicam black as well as tiger stripe. I like those two colors, but that's kind of what I go with. I don't really go with any sort of uniform requirements. I'm not a, what do you call them? Replica? No.
Cosplay?
Reenactors. I'm not a reenactor. I don't really care enough to reenact from anything. I just kind of like to play skirmish and look different than everybody else.
Kind of like you know what you're doing.
Kind of like I know what I'm doing. So 90% of Airsoft is looking cool, but for your first game, that 90% shouldn't really be a big enough factor.
Should be learning.
Should be learning. Your first Airsoft day should be learning. Alright, so you have your outfit sorted. Now let's move on to the gear. So a lot of times, in a lot of fields nowadays, we'll actually have everything you're going to need if you are renting for your first day. So in a battle station that Goblin and I play at, whenever you do have a rental kit, they'll provide you with the gun, the batteries, mags, BBs, and they even have a vest that you can wear as well as a full face plastic mask, which isn't the best by any means for any of the stuff they give you. However, it is a rental kit and it is your first time, so there really isn't a whole lot of worrying on your part or necessarily what would I say, exponential spending that you would need to do in order to prepare for your first game, outside of such as like boots, snacks, food, water, stuff like that. However, if you do want to buy your own kit for your first day of Airsoft, this is something that you definitely want to do. A lot of times you can find, because I know they have Discord servers, there's a WhatsApp group chat as well, that other players can buy, sell, and trade, whether it be airsoft guns, gear, ammo, stuff like that. And you can find a lot of different stuff around the internet in order to purchase secondhand gear, so that you're not exactly spending a bunch on plate carriers, chest rigs, and belts. And if you do decide that you do want to run, whether it be this chest rig, you can't run this specific one. This one is mine. The layout of this hasn't really changed all that much from the first video I ever uploaded, which is my loadout that I have. This is a Viper, right?
Yep.
Viper Tactical plate carrier that Goblin wears. And this is my belt setup that I use for work. Couldn't find my Airsoft setup, but that is the belt that I use for work. Highly recommend it. If you do want to see a kind of comparison between all these different types, I do have a plate carrier versus chest rig video, as well as a battle belt versus drop leg on my channel as well. Hello and welcome back to our regular filming location. The last footage segments that you've seen from the rest of the video was at an undisclosed location. So should you rent or should you buy? Like so many things of Airsoft, like I've said time and time and time again, it is all personal preference. If you got an Airsoft gun or a Riff or however you want to pronounce it or say it for Christmas, great. Play it, absolutely, run it, have a great time. Especially if it's your first game, you're going to have a lot of fun with it. I understand that in the beginning of the video, Goblin did mention that it was, your first day was about learning. Yes and no. So the first day of Airsoft should be without having as much fun as you possibly can, because this is a sport that people are going to want you to come back to, get new people in, get new players having fun and bringing more people. That's how the sport and this whole community and passion grows. Now, renting or buying, a lot of fields, especially now and will proceed in the future, will have better and better rentals. I've been to fields that have G&G combat machines for rentals. I've been to where they've had Tippmann, I think they're Mark IIs, and they'll have HBA for the rental just because of how much you can just drag them through the mud and not that much will break. Yeah, it can, it will. Just it's a lot easier to replace an entire engine than it is 3 different small parts. I don't know, that's the field that I used to play at. That was their decision. I've also been at places, I think Battle Stations does a neutral, I think that's how you pronounce it, base gen one, a very basic, very no special bare bones rental. But if you did get an Airsoft gun for Christmas, absolutely run it. On top of your first Airsoft gun, what you should buy, that will be a completely different video. I will say it time and time again, it is completely up to you. If you do want to buy an Airsoft gun for your first time, you can. Just make sure, or at least think about the fact that this might not be a sport for you. I really hope it is, and I really wish it is, but Airsoft is not for everybody. And with that being said, if it is for you and you have your Airsoft gun already, that is fantastic. Now, going on top of like getting a Yukara, I don't know the process about that. I can't remember the process. Google will be your best friend because I don't want to give you false information. I could probably look it up on my own, and I'll probably have a link to how to get one down in the description. So yeah, it is completely up to you on what you bring, what you buy, what you rent. This is an amazing sport, and the fact that you are even thinking about joining is already fantastic enough. People have said in the past, is Airsoft dying? That's also a completely different video that I will 100% make in the past 5 years in March. If you do want that, let me know. I do have some sort of opinions on all that. But yeah, also we did just pass 100 subscribers, which is fantastic. I think upon hitting 150, I'm gonna do something special. I think I'm gonna coordinate with a buddy of mine and getting some, I think probably making 3 or 4 unique patches that's just gonna be my own design, and I'm gonna release them out to I don't know, more info is to come. I definitely want to do something for under 50 because I didn't actually think I'd get this far and get this large of a following, which you're looking at like Desert Fox and they have like 10,000 plus, and Novrich, I think he has over 1 million and all that amazingness. I didn't actually think I'd get this far. Didn't actually think I'd make this many videos, and I definitely do want to make more. Airsoft is without a doubt a passion of mine, and I love the sport, and I do want to see it grow and to continue to play around the world. That's what's great about the Air Force, is that I am getting so many opportunities to be able to play across the world. But yeah, so 150 subscribers, probably gonna do something special. Thanks for all the support, thanks for all the love, and Merry Late Christmas, or Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Thanks.